Hey, what's up, dudes? Kevin Castillo here, team captain of the Dudes, and I have a profile I'm going to show you guys. It's my launch deck that got third place at the Los Angeles regionals this past weekend. The deck is really fun. I call it Universe 7 launch because I'm running a lot of the Universe 7 cards in here, a draw package as well, and a lot of the blue-red stuff that most launch builds play. But it's a really fun deck, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I think it's really good for the format right now. The coolers, ignore barrier, minusing other battle cards in your opponent's turn. I think it's a very solid choice for the meta. So let's get started with the profile. We have launch. When you combo with a card, you draw a card, and then if you flip a life, then you get to flip over and draw another card. This side, when you swing, you minus a card by 5k. It could be a leader, unison, or if you want to just start clearing some weenies on the board, you can do that too. Pretty standard for launch right there. So we're gonna start off with the flip cards. I got 4 of the TP launch, 4 of the super rare, and then 4 of the Bulma. I like maxing them out just because I always want to make sure I have a flip, and yeah, that's not much to say about these. Next up, we're gonna start with some of the Universe 7 stuff. We have Gohan. So Gohan's really good. If you don't know what he does, he looks at top 5. You add a red unison, which we don't play, but he also adds a red Universe 7 card that's 4 or less, and we have lots of targets in the deck, so you never whiff with him, which is great. So he filters through your deck. He replaces himself, but the cool thing about him is that his other auto is that when you combo with a red skills card, you draw a card. So that's really good with launches because you're gonna be building up your hand advantage. And this reminds me of my old launch deck where I played the yellow Whis with the yellow skills. So this brought back some memories, and I really love this card. It does so well in the deck. It has limit 1 though, so if you have 2 in the field, you can only use 1 of them once per turn, so you can't stack them. The next, we have the skills cards. We have 4 of the Goku and 4 of the Piccolo. Those are the only real targets you have. I maxed it out playing 8 just because you want to see them with Gohan, and we do play one of the UI Gokus that searches the skills from deck when they swing. So I wanted to maximize the targets just so I always have a healthy hand size. So that's pretty much it for the vanillas. More Universe 7 cards. I played this Gohan. It's from the starter deck. Surprise attacks on Gohan. It's pretty easy to summon. You just have to have 2 mono red cards in your combo area, and you can summon him for 1 red energy. He's like a weaker version of Cooler because he only minuses he minuses 10, but only 1 card, and it doesn't ignore barrier. But the cool thing is he's a Universe 7 target, so you can search him. And usually you charge him or you combo with him, but if you have enough energy and you don't have the coolers or the Gokus to summon, he's a perfect body to get on the board and start swinging on your opponent. It's 20k, which is really nice, and he's 5k combo, so really easy to combo. Then next, this is some of our important cards. This is probably the MVP of the deck. This card allowed me to game on turn 3. Turn 4. This card does so much. He has deflect, so you don't have to worry about him getting bounced by counterplay Trunks. He also can't be removed from your battle area during your turn, so he can't get popped by any weird shenanigans or warped or I don't know during your turn. So he's gonna be swinging. The only thing that can really stop him is, I guess, blockers and negates, but he has dual attack, so he's really good. When he's summoned, you pump him on a red card by 5k. Usually I'm going to be pumping himself. Sometimes you pump your leader just so your leader gets that kind of a bean effect where has a 5k for defense, but usually you do it himself during your turn when you summon him. And then when he gets swings, he gains another 5k, and you get to search it up to a skills from your deck. So that's why I was saying I was maxing out the 8 targets, just because you want to be able to search a skills with this guy each turn when you're swinging with him. But anyways, this card's really good. I usually summon like 3 or 2 of them the turn I go for game. It's really powerful. It all depends on how many sensibilities you have in your hand, honestly, but This card won me so many games in the weekend. It's MVP. I love it at 4. Keep it at 4. And it's searchable with the Gohan 1-drop. Next, super combo. This is the super combo we play in this Beerus. 2 really good things about Beerus. 1, it's Universe 7, so Gohan can search it because it's considered red as well. And just having the untap ability to like really just arrival stuff during your opponent's turn is very powerful. And not fearing to tap out is another good thing. The Beerus just does that for you. Always had a couple Beerus in my hands just because it's so easy to search with, and yeah, Beerus is just really good for the deck. Next up, another arrival card we play is Cooler. Technically he's the only arrival card, but the other cards pretty much work the same way. But anyways, you need a red blue to summon him, 1 red energy to pay. He's really nice to clear your boards. Usually I summon multiple of them on the turn. And the big thing about him is that he has double strike too. So he could really go for game. He could do a lot of damage, and overall he's just really good for the deck. You always use him well with the Beerus. And next up, for some last multicolors, to play 2 of these Friezas, literally just for energy. You want to play at least 8 chargeable energy. That's why I have 4 coolers. I have 2 of these and 2 other multicolor cards I'll show you later. But that's pretty much it. This is just energy, honestly. Next up, for some defense, we have Topo, 3 of it. You don't need 4. 3 was perfect for me. He put in a lot of work on the matchups that, you know, that go wide. And it's just another body to get on the field. And you don't mind pitching a card in your hand just because you have so many cards in your hand, like you draw your whole deck. Next up, I'll play 2 Champas. I'm really happy I went with 2 Champas for the tournament because it did so well for me with the Gokus having dual attack, and then also play this overwhelmed Bardock. So Champa just works so well with both those cards, and it just allows you to go for game a lot of the time. If I had a Champa in my hand and I was ready to turn 3 or 4, I knew I had a game. Secret rare choice, we went with Supreme Kai Time. I went with this one just because if just in case my opponent was building a really big board, you just answer it really easily with Kai. Another reason is she's 40k, so she's gonna be doing some damage if you want just to beat her for 1 energy. So she did a lot. Another secret rare I considered was just, you know, Heroine's lineage, but overall I think Kai was the way to go for this tournament. She did a lot of work. If I drew her, I knew I won. Next up, we have 4 Senzu Beans, obviously. This card's amazing, especially for the turn you're going to go for game. Beans broken. And then for some more extra cards, we played 2 Violent Rays. I went with 2 in main, and I'm glad I did because I had 2 more in my side deck, and I sided more copies in throughout the whole tournament. So I'm really happy that I went with 2 in main. It came in clutch a lot of the times, even just as a regular negate. Violent Rays is just really good. I felt really safe having 3 top on 2 Violent Rays in the main deck. And lastly, these are the last 2 extra cards I played in the main deck. Tyranny's Cost. I went with this just because I needed some more multicolor. Like I said, I wanted to play a count of 8. And I decided to go with this just because I thought I would see a lot of Icarus decks at the tournament, and they draw a lot. So if they had a really big hand, then I would just knock it down a little bit and draw 2 at the same time. So that's why I went with Tyranny's Cost. Honestly, I sided it out a lot through the whole tournament. The other matchups, I never really needed it. My opponents never had more than 11 cards, and I was the one with like 17 cards in hand and stuff. It was crazy, but it's a nice draw too. I wouldn't made it anymore. I'd probably be siding it just for Icarus. And that's pretty much it for the deck. I went undefeated pretty much until the last round. Unfortunately, I had to tie with my opponent. We went to game 3 and we just didn't have enough time to finish it. Really good player. It was against the Zamasu deck. But yeah, my teammate Miguel ended up winning the tournament, which is really awesome. Congrats to him. He was there was 3 undefeats and he was the only other one. So congrats to him. He did really well. He won with Icarus. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. If you guys have any suggestions or tips, or if you liked it, let me know in the comment section below. I already know what I'm gonna do for some changes for the deck, just because some of the weaknesses I found was Violent Race against my deck. All my beaters are 20k, so yeah, I did face a couple red decks at the tournament, and honestly, the only way you win is you just gotta go through. You gotta burn all the Violent Race that your opponent has, and that's pretty much what I did, and I won, which is cool. But yeah, there's some editing I'm gonna do just so I don't run into that problem where I gotta burn through Violent Race just to win. But yeah, that's the deck profile. Just shout out to my team. Really proud of everyone who went to the tournament and did well. Thanks for everyone for playtesting with me in the squad. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. We'll see you next time. Later, dudes.